Allah's glory limited?
No.
Exactly. But so
he
what's
has complete control?
Exactly.
Yes.
So what is stopping Allah's glory from breaking through the veil and just destroying everything?
But I would claim, and for those who were present, Jesus Christ was a prophet.
Was he just a prophet?
He was just a prophet.
According to the
like
Quran?
every other prophet who came before him, and every single the one prophet who came after him.
So if you have, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I just want to ask him,
Yes.
because he was just a prophet. I was curious, which prophet in the Quran did the spirit of Allah was blown into was blown to produce him? I'm just curious.
Adam?
Adam, he was blown.
Yes. God blew of his spirit into Adam. And so the example to Jesus is like Adam. They say Jesus had no father, so he must be God. Adam had no father
Who says that?
or mother, some people. And if he had no father or mother, then he must be more God than Jesus.
Who said that?
Many Christians say
No
they
Christians
say he rose
say that.
people from the dead. He must be
No,
God.
but wait,
Yes.
what Christians say? What Christians say?
I mean,
because
I
he
can't point of one right now, just the ones.
Brother,
I used to be Christian. I used to
did
say
you used to say because Jesus didn't have a father, he's God?
that's evidence that would be supportive. Yes.
No,
Because
Christian.
you
That's not
can't-
the that's not a
you can't point to
Christian
one
argument.
reason why Jesus is God.
Yes,
Give
I
me a
can.
reason.
Because he claimed to be God.
Because he claimed to be. Well, we
And-
reject that first and foremost.
Okay.
So that's like circular reasoning. He's God because he claimed to be, and he claimed to be because he
Oh,
is.
but he proved it.
So what's his proof?
Okay, so his
You would
proof.
have to go to the miracles.
Okay, so let's be explicit here.
Yes.
So if he's a prophet,
Yes.
he would never claim to be, like, for example, he would never claim to share any of the names of Allah, right?
He would never claim that.
Exactly. So if Jesus, being the truthful prophet that he is, he'll never claim that.
would
But
never.
if he's also, he would never lie, he would never commit blasphemy.
Absolutely.
So if he himself claims to be God,
Yes.
we have credence to. So we have.
You said that you study Christian.
Yes.
So, you believe that God is Father, Son, and Spirit?
Do I believe that God? No, I don't believe that.
But when you were
Yes, I
you
believe
believed
it.
it?
Yes,
So you have.
but I came to my own understanding and I had to reject it
So like, for example, you
because
have.
it's not substantiated. Yes,
By what?
by reality.
Reality.
Your
Wait.
own understanding?
Yes, or you could say God.
So
God in me too.
what is the reality that gave you the reason that the Trinity does not fit reality?
If you were to just take the whole entire book, first and foremost, the Jews don't believe that Jesus Christ is God. Do you believe that?
Some Jews, not all.
I've never met a Jew.
You got Messianic Jews, bro.
Huh?
Would that be valid?
No, I'm in agreement. This is my point.
If you're on that premise, if the Jews didn't believe
But
that
Jews
Jesus was God.
Jews preceded Jesus Christ, and I'm saying they don't believe that he's God.
Some of them do.
And nor did they ever believe that God was three, but they just said he was one.
Yes, they
Because
did.
1 + 1 = 3.
Wait, where
but
are
1
you-
equals 1,
Grant, where are
and
you-
1 cannot equal 3.
Grant, where are you getting this from?
You're saying that the Jews believed that there was 3 gods?
No, I
Or
didn't.
that
So
God
wait,
was
so
tripartite?
time out. So there's a lot of straw men in these assertions.
Yes.
We don't believe in 3 gods.
Okay.
And this claim that the Jews were Unitarians all throughout their religion, that's not true.
Okay.
Have you heard of the 2 powers of heaven?
What is it?
They believe that God, there was a multi-personal being sharing this nature. So this one God is multi-personal. That's what they taught. You heard of the Ancient of Days and the Son of Man in Daniel 7? They believe that the Son of Man, approaching the Ancient of Days, is a divine person sharing the same nature as the Ancient of Days.
So up to Jesus Christ,
This was taught.
I've never heard of anywhere that Jews said God is in fact 3 parts. He's not just a single part.
No Christian says God is 3 parts.
No, 3 parts in 1.
Nobody says 3 parts. We don't believe God is in
Jesus,
parts.
Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit.
Not parts.
He's one made of 3 different parts. No,
No,
so how would you say that?
So
however you frame it, you're not going to find that before the Christians made that claim.
that's not true.
And we believe Jesus Christ did not make that claim. He made the same claim as those who preceded him.
Where do you get that
And
from?
we
Where do you
say,
get that from? You said
Yeah, where
you
do-
should know that Jesus says him and the Father are one.
and we say Muhammad and God are one in their message.
Please
Not
watch.
literally.
Just watch. So
They're not literally one.
just for example,
Because Jesus Christ defecated, he ate food because he was imperfect, he needed caloric energy.
Took on a human
God
form.
doesn't need these things.
took on a human form.
And you can't say he took it on human form because he needed to learn what it's like to be human.
I didn't say
all-knowing.
that. I didn't say that.
So why did he take human
So
form?
thank you.
Yes.
The best thing to do is to be like, why do you think that this happened? Why do you believe that?
I know,
Like
but
don't.
go ahead.
But you just said we believe that he took on human form to learn what it's like to be human. No Christian believes that.
No Christian believes that.
No,
Never hear that
no,
saying
no
that a
inform.
Christian
No,
made that
let me. No, please, brother, please. No informed Christian would say that. No informed Christian.
Fair.
We believe that Jesus became human
Yes.
because he had to live the life that we couldn't. He had to uphold the law that we couldn't, so that he can substitute himself by taking on the wrath of God in our place. That's why he became human. That's the biblical reason. So if any Christian is uninformed saying we believe that Jesus became human because he had to learn to be what it's like to be human, that's incorrect. It's an uninformed.
So we
Who
believe.
committed the first sin?
No, brother, like let me
We're gonna agree that sin came through man, right? Adam.
no, let me roll with
So
this,
sin left
brother,
man
please,
Jesus.
brother, please, let me roll with this, because we're talking about
Can I
the
give
claims
my
of Jesus. Yeah, of course.
So in the Quran, in the Holy Quran, God says they did not give God his true appraisal, like his true value and worth. So on the one
Says that
hand,
in the
you
Bible
said,
too.
okay, so on the one hand you said God is almighty, he's all powerful, he can't be weak and all these things. And then in the same statement you say, yet he came in human form, he died, he was spat on and belittled in this way. God is above this in our belief. He cannot do these types of things because he is imperfect, and he can't be imperfect, not even for a moment, let alone a whole lifetime.
Really, what is it? What do you mean by imperfect?
Human form is imperfect
So
because we're limited by a body.
Okay, so you believe that God cannot limit himself freely?
God cannot limit himself because he's all perfect.
Okay, do you believe that Allah has a veil?
That God has a veil.
Yeah.
What do you mean by veil?
Does God have a veil, something that blocks him and his nature and divides it from him and creation, separates him from creation?
I don't know if I can't answer that question.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's fair.
Yes.
Grant, I really appreciate
Yes.
you, bro. You're honest.
Yes.
So, there's a hadith that says that Allah has a veil. And even the Quran talks about it too. But let me just show you the hadith really quick because
We're
it gives.
going to get back to how God could be.
We're talking about if God can freely limit himself if he wants to.
Right.
Like if he can restrain his infinite power for something he wants to do. Okay, so you're saying you don't believe God can do that. So I'm trying to show you that that's inconsistent with Islam.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so let me get this hadith for you really quick. So this will show. Go ahead.
Is the veil veiling us or veiling him? Those are two different things.
I think
like some windows, like maybe you could see through, but you can't get the other way. So what do you mean by veil?
Yeah. So I'll show you. I'll show you what it means. So this is
Do we have a time limit?
We should probably wrap up in like 10-15 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, I appreciate the conversation, man. So Sunan Ibn Majah, 196, greatest Sahih. Okay, the Messenger of Allah said, "Allah does not sleep, and is not befitting for him that he should sleep. He lowers the scales and raises them. His veil is light."
And light is power.
Right, but
E equals MC square. Light is power.
no, but pay attention to this.
Yes.
Is light created?
Yes.
So Allah veils himself in a created thing,
With power.
but it's a created thing, right?
I have a hard time following what you're trying to the context you're trying to say.
So let's
Yes.
continue. So his veil is light,
Yes.
and if he
Nur
Yep,
would
nur.
be the word.
Yes, for light. Yes,
Nur
light.
is like
it's light, bro.
It's divine.
it's
just like-
it's not just
It's light.
No, it's not just like any light, like artificial light or this light from the sun. Nur is something different.
That's light. It's just called
it's
light.
a different. I don't know. Maybe it's a different.
light.
It's a different light.
Like the
The-
Says who?
the word would be nur.
I have no problem with that.
Right.
So are you saying that this light is created or uncreated?
Anything. I don't know what I would say because I don't know. Allahu
Okay.
Ta'ala alam.
Okay.
But if it's a part of God, then it's uncreated.
So
by
you
definition.
would think that okay.
But
so,
I don't know if it. I don't know.
Okay. So look. So that's a good. You said if
Yes.
it's a part of God, then it's uncreated.
Uncreated.
So I'm going to show you that it's not a part of God. Okay. So he says, if he were to remove it, so it's something that can be removed.
I would say it's a part of God because God is An-Nur. It's one of his names, I believe.
So can he remove his light?
Could he remove his light?
Mm-hmm.
In which way?
That any way he wants. Can he just remove his light?
He is Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, the most merciful, the most kind, but to some people he removes his mercy.
I'm not saying mercy.
No,
Can
so
he?
I would say yes,
Yes, he can remove his light.
as far as I could tell.
Do you believe his light is infinite?
Do I believe anything that comes from God is infinite? The answer is anything that comes from God is infinite.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
Which is under the same pretext why I said Jesus can't be God, because Jesus is not infinite.
So let's just take this for example now.
Yes.
So the light is part of God, you said. So the light is infinite, and it's also something that can be removed. Allah can temporarily remove the light. This is something that's infinite. He can limit this
The
light.
thing about light is this. is there's all kind of light, let's say like electromagnetic on the spectrum. They're there, but it's our limited perception and our abilities of sight.
Forget our perception.
No, my point is this. Just because it's a veil doesn't mean it's limiting him, but rather we're limited from him.
Let me show you.
You're saying somehow it's the other way around.
I'm going to show you how.
Yes.
So look, it says, if he were to remove it, the veil of light, the glory of his face would burn everything in creation.
That's true.
So the light, this glory, the veil is withholding Allah's glory from destroying everything. So is Allah's glory limited?
No.
Exactly. But so
he
what's
has complete control?
Exactly.
Yes.
So what is stopping Allah's glory from breaking through the veil and just destroying everything?
His will.
Exactly. So he can will to restrain his glory and his infinite
I wouldn't say
attribute.
it's restrained.
But it is, because it's okay. So what's stopping
Yes.
What's stopping it from breaking through the veil and just destroying everything?
It's a far stretch to say on the one hand, like, because I already gave you the example, God is merciful, he's most kind. Nonetheless, he decides to withhold his mercy from other people, but that doesn't mean that he doesn't have the attribute of being merciful.
Yeah, so but we're not talking about mercy.
Just because I decide not to destroy you at this moment doesn't mean that I don't have the power or the attribute of being a destroyer.
Exactly.
Yes.
Or let's do an even simpler example.
Yes.
Let's say you have knockout power.
Yes.
You punch me in the face, but you hold back so you don't knock me out.
I wouldn't have perfect knockout power.
No, you do.
Because if I have perfect knockout power, every time I punch you, you're gonna get knocked out.
But unless
if I don't punch you, then you're
listen to the argument. You have the power to knock me out, but you choose to only punch me to in a certain extent that it doesn't knock me out.
The problem with that,
you get it?
Yeah, this is human beings.
So you can limit the power that you put out.
can.
Yes. So can God, if he wanted to, well, it shows that he's doing it. God is withholding that glory from breaking through the veil and destroying everything. Would you agree?
I would say this, that the far stretch is trying to use finite minds to understand some things that are infinite in nature. And so it's like a far stretch.
So then why go against the incarnation of Christ?
Because it's self-evidently contradictory.
How?
I already explained how.
But hold on, time out. Greg, this
yes.
is interesting.
If I were to say there's three of us here, but three of us are one, you would understand what I mean. Like, oh, we're all one, like we're one group. Like, no. We're literally like, we're one. Like, well, one in what kind of way?
Exactly.
And so one of the points I say it's self-contradictory is one cannot equal three.
No, so no one, just like you just said, and we're kind of getting off the point. I'm going to address this, but then go back, okay? Mm-hmm. Just as you said, us three are one, you agree, you, by your example, show that you're three in one sense, while one in another. Like three of you, three persons here, but one group.
But we're separated.
Sure.
Yes.
So you have in one sense where you're three, in another sense that you're one.
Yes.
So we're not saying as Christians when it comes to the Trinity that we're saying that one equals three. Like we're not saying God is one in the same sense that he's three. We're saying that he's three persons, one being two different categories.
Right.
So
three persons with three different personalities.
Three distinct persons.
Right.
So
three personalities. Because if you're a person, you've got a distinct personality.
Sure.
And so
hold on.
Personalities are not the same.
I agree. That's what we say.
So they're not the same.
They're not the same person.
Right. And with
going back to the incarnation of Christ. When we talked about
wait, okay, I'm being rude.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but when you said when we're pressing this here,
yeah,
you was willing to say, you know what? I don't think it's fair for us to press on and try to figure out and boggle down the infinite with our finite minds.
Yes.
So you didn't like reject it or object to it because of your finite mind not being able to understand how this is happening. But when it came to Christ, you have no problem rejecting the incarnation and objecting to it, even though this is something that's infinite and beyond our understanding that's taking place. Why don't you have that same position when it comes to the incarnation?
Because I already explained that human beings have weakness. We need food, we need water, we have waste in our body. We need to rid ourselves of the waste. God is free of all these things that limit humans in this way. So you can't say God came in human form and maintained this infinitude, I guess would be the word.
Yeah.
He ate food and he drank water and made himself limited and finite. I want to ask you a question real quick. If God wanted to destroy everything in creation, including Jesus Christ, would stop him?
I don't know if you want this.
Jesus Christ is God, so he can't be destroyed.
All right, thank you.
So God is limited, and he can't. And if Jesus wanted to
No,
destroy God,
no. This is like asking what you brought it with the brother. You was like, is there such thing as a triangle of 4 sides? Like this is literally a contradiction within the question.